Hello, I'm Rick Swanson and I'm a photographer. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you may know that I like to shoot black and white film. In this presentation, I'm going to show you the process for developing that film with coffee. The first step in preparing the coffee for developing is to measure out some washing soda, sodium carbonate. And here I'm doing that on a double pan balance that I rescued from the science classroom where I once taught. Measure about 28 grams. Here I've added about 100 milliliters of hot tap water and I'm stirring to dissolve the washing soda. And I'll be adding this to the coffee to help elevate the pH. Coffee is acidic, as you may know. We need it to be a high pH. The next substance we need in preparing the coffee is ascorbic acid, or you may know it as vitamin C. Here I'm going to measure out about 20 grams of this powder and dissolve it in water. It has a little developing effect on the film, but it mostly helps stabilize the pH. So I have the washing soda and the vitamin C dissolving, each in about 100 milliliters of tap water. I'm pouring out the coffee, and the combined volume of the three liquids will come to 1 liter. I like to start the developing process with a short pre-soak of the film, so I add water to the film tank and I let it soak for about 2 minutes. This softens the emulsion of the film and should aid the process of the coffee getting to the silver in the film. All right, I've poured off that pre-soak water and now I'm adding the coffee mixture with the washing soda and vitamin C. The pH of this mixture is about 10. And this begins the developing process, which I have going about 35 minutes. So now I basically let the film sit in the coffee, but I do watch the clock because about every 7 minutes or so I will agitate the tank to bring fresh coffee in contact with the surface of the film. This helps it develop. This technique of letting the film stand in the chemical is called stand development, and you only agitate a few times during the period of developing. So it's a lot of hurry up and wait, and you do have to stay awake. After 35 minutes, it's time to drain the coffee and give the tank a rinse. But the film may keep developing a little if you don't intentionally stop it. So to stop it, you add the stop bath, which is an acidic solution of acetic acid. The stop bath process only takes a minute or two, and there's no need to dispose of the stop bath. So here I am recollecting it and saving it for a future use. After that, I give the tank another rinse with water. Now the film has the images on it at this point, but there's also undeveloped silver still in the film. And if we don't remove it, it would darken and... So the film negative has the image on it at this stage. However, there's also undeveloped silver still in the film. And this would darken over time, effectively erasing the image. So the fixer step removes that leftover silver. I usually give this step about 9 minutes to remove any of that undeveloped silver. If you've ever done film developing before, you will know that the fixer chemical stinks a bit. It's a sulfur compound and it smells a bit like rotten eggs. So that undeveloped silver has leached out of the film and it's into the fixer solution. And under no circumstances do we let that go down the drain. The folks at the water treatment plant hate it when you let silver into the system. So we retain that and keep it out of the water supply. So next we'll give the film a good long rinse under running water. I just set the tank under the faucet there and let fresh water flow over the film for about 10 minutes just to get all those developing chemicals removed. Now here I'm preparing a wetting agent called PhotoFlow to dunk the film in and prevent the formation of water drops, water beating up on the surface of the film and leaving water spots. So we've made it through all the developing steps now. So the film comes out of the tank. We unwind it from the spool. And it's dripping wet, of course, so I use a squeegee here to remove excess water and wetting agent, allowing it to air dry. So what a film photographer hates to see at this stage is either a negative that's all black, indicating overdevelopment, or basically all clear, indicating underdevelopment. Here you can see the frames of the individual photos and the subject within them. Once the negative has fully air dried, then I can scan it and get the image into the computer and make any final adjustments to the exposure that way. Here you see a photograph of an ice sculpture that I shot. So I'm Rick Swanson. Thanks for joining me on this little exploration of film development using coffee. Please follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Fox Swan Arts to see more of my film developing adventures.